Hi, it's nice to be here again. And this course, I've spent some time teaching journalism students, and so I wanted to take some of that and bring it here. There are, 54 countries, 56, depending on how you're counting in Africa, over 2,000 languages, more than 1 billion people. How do you possibly keep up with the news from the African continent? So this course will begin to give you some tools to interrogate the news, to find the news that you're interested in. At the beginning, we'll start out with looking at how Africa is represented in global media. We will also look at African media itself and do a bit of overview. With the internet now, you can get so much from the African continent, African voices, and you can also find Turkish news, you can find Chinese news, you can find all sorts of news about Africa coming from all over the place. So we'll spend some time just looking at that media landscape. But we will also spend some time digging into the major topics of the day. The issues, conflicts, of course, everybody thinks of conflicts in terms of Africa. We will look at some of the conflicts, Mali, Central African Republic, South Sudan. And we'll try to dig into that a little bit and maybe find some unusual things that may not come out in the major media. We will look at things like Kwabaku 20. Does anybody know what Kwabaku 20 is? Okay, it's the 20th anniversary of the genocide in Rwanda, and there is a whole campaign to remember. So it's the remembering of the genocide. But what about what's happened in Congo? Is that part of that? So we were going to, again, look a little bit critically at some of the coverage of this that's coming up in April. We will also look at things like May 7th is the South African elections, and so that'll be right at the end of class, and we'll have a chance to look at things as they're happening and see what are the trends, who's saying what, and how is it covered. There are also, as I said, trends. There are also really some interesting things. An Economist report, for instance, recently about demographic trends, and what does this mean in terms of the youth population. Most of the population in Africa is under the age of 25, in some cases under the age of 20. Talking about the films in the 50s, we know youth culture is really important, so what does this mean for the African space? So we'll look at some of the media around trends, social trends, environment, climate change. It's a big impact on Africa. The economy is Africa booming, or what's going on in Africa? There are social issues as well. It's in the news a lot right now, issues of homosexuality and laws that have been passed on different parts of the continent. So is there homophobia in Africa? Where does, what's the genesis of this? How can we understand what's happening in terms of this issue, which here in the Bay Area we're very familiar with? If any of you know me from other courses, we will be doing a preview of the World Cup and looking at Africa's role in the World Cup. There will also be a chance for students to bring in their own information, their own topics, but we will start out with Africa at the Oscars. Lupita Nyong'o won the Best Actress Award, so we're going to look at her in Defining Beauty. We will also interrogate this movie Captain Phillips, and the fact that this movie about piracy off the Somali coast comes at a time when in 2013 there was not a single piracy event off the coast of Somalia. So how do these things go together?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.